You know, I get the rare privilege to speak all over the world, and actually to many of the companies that are represented here. And whether it's in technology or in the markets, the sectors that you have, whether it's in medical, financial services, oil, manufacturing, I get the rare privilege to work with people who are already at the top of their industry. And you know what I've noticed is they do things similar. And you know this, it's the best practices we've already talked about. The first thing they do, which is pretty incredible, is they get together. Right here, I just want to acknowledge the power of this summit, because it's not so much what's happening on stage, the power is right there in the audience. That networking, the sharing, the best practices that are within each of you. You all know that. And of course, then there's this thirst for education, getting more knowledgeable about the vision, the strategies, and the implementations, and all the products and services, okay? So that's what the best do. But here's a question. What happens in the top 1/10 of 1/10 of 1%? What happens in this next pyramid? Because if you want to go there, and not everybody wants to, something else has to shift. You have to continue to do all the things you're currently doing with the process and the systems, but something else shifts, and the shift is in the mind. It's a mindset, the mindset of high performance. This right here, this represents, not the 1%, this represents the 1/10 of 1/10 of 1% of all the pilots in the world. There's hundreds of thousands of pilots out there. There's tens of thousands of tactical jet pilots. Only 6 get to wear this helmet. And 3 of them are new every year. That's by choice. We rotated 50% of our senior management team. By the way, the Blue Angels are not just the 6 demonstration pilots, 120 individuals, all Blue Angels. 33% rotation, what I would better call a growth rate in our industry. Now that was by choice. The reason is, but Blue Angels are part of the Navy, and every 3 years you have to rotate out. You know the reason the pilots only had a 2-year tour? Complacency. You got to watch that devil of complacency. But you see, the challenge we had is the same challenge you have. How do you not only reach a level of excellence, how do you sustain excellence? How do you sustain excellence under changing conditions? How do you repeat? And so you have to change in order to stay on top. And I think what this helmet really represents is a culture. And I would suggest it's a culture of excellence, it's a culture of execution, and it's also a culture of caring. I think you need all 3 of those.